Well, guys, thank you so much for watching your fantasy league update. Week 5 is in the books. Um, this is just really just going over your roster, your team, looking at all the assets that you have, and giving you some ideas for the future on what to think about for the future. Yeah, make some moves. I understand it can be very difficult here just due to the fact that the cap space is so tight, but we're all working with it. We're all dealing with it. So with that, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. And we have the Rams sitting tied for the worst with the Raiders at 1-7, almost with the lowest point scored. You guys are 4 points away. That is 2 points. That's probably a 1 point difference because we had multiple double headers. So when you have a double header, if you scored 100 points in a double header, it shows you have 200 points. So you guys being 4 points away, that's like a point throughout all the games. Okay, very close. So and then you guys are scoring up an average 140, I think, across the board. 140, 145, 143 would be more closer to average, I would say, than not. So they're scoring average. You're below the average here. Let's see what went wrong for the Rams. Right, Justin Fields, Jared Goff. You still got Goff. That's why. Rams don't have Goff. How can you do that to yourself, man? Daniel Jones running the ball, and then Zach Wilson. I mean, you got a nice core little group. You got Fields and Wilson. If they pan out, you got a future. You got Goff, who's producing better, almost like a Geno Smith style. But I like Goff over Wentz still. And then you got Daniels, who can produce. If I were you, let's take a look at your draft capital. I'll get back into the draft capital in a second. No, actually, let's get that down because I have an idea I want to talk about. So you got a 1, 2, 3, and a 1, 2, 3. So you got all your picks the next couple years. So with that being said, I mean, one of those picks are probably going to be a quarterback. So I would either look at trading one of these younger guys and a pick for a stud quarterback, or trade away one of these picks now because so far injury prone, you're fine. Your season's shot, dude. Someone needs a quarterback in these top tiers, and they will give you assets for one of these guys. Okay? So Jared Goff means nothing to you next year in the future. He's got a $3.8 million, so it's a low cap space. Trade him away for a small player and a pick. You're going to get compensation back because next year you're not going to be starting Goff at all. You're going to be starting Fields and Wilson. Just trade away one of these two guys. I would trade away both of them and try to get assets and keep Wilson and Fields. Okay, you're not bagging. You're not intentionally losing, but you're making your roster so you don't cut this baggage for assets. Cut it now before you can't cut it later. Okay, I'm not saying cut them, get rid of them and trade them for assets. Okay. Coming on down, Cam Akers, big disappointment. Oh man, what is wrong with him now? What? Not playing. What is this? He is working through some personal stuff after tearing his Achilles. Oh yeah. Oh wow. I'm glad I didn't trade for him earlier. Oh boy. Yeah, because I would. Yeah. Yikes. Okay, Matt Breida, Travis Etienne, which I'm going to check his. At least you got the Henderson, but he's not doing anything. The whole Rams offense is not really doing anything outside of Cup. Okay, Ingram and Kamara, like you just been injured with unproductive people, and you probably started Kamara at times when he needed to. He was in there. Every other game that's not good. Let's check out ETN, right? So he's been kind of pedestrian, but he's stepped it up the last few games where he's been used more. But Robinson was getting more carries right away, but his production hasn't gone up that much compared to Robinson's decline in production, because he was almost 20 catches or 20 carries a game. So I look at seeing it as the season moves on. This team is going to get a little better because it's going to get healthier. Okay, wide receivers: DJ Chark, Chase Claypool, Golladay, Julio Jones, CeeDee Lamb, Jacoby Myers, Michael Thomas. So Michael Thomas just being out, Jacoby Myers missed a game, Julio's not doing anything, Galladay's injured and not seeing anything, and Chase Claypool can't get a ball thrown his way. Okay, you got no stud outside of CeeDee Lamb, but I mean you can't really trade him. I would look at trading Michael Thomas. It's just expensive, but no one can really take him on, and for what he's worth. And then your tight ends: Brait, Ertz, Hawker, and Njoku. Yep. So you could probably start 2 tight ends here because you got Ertz and Hawkinson and Njoku. Someone who needs a tight end, trade him away, especially like one of these guys that aren't under contract. Here's an example: Njoku, now under contract. So if you trade Njoku away for, let's just say, 3rd round draft pick, you got something for nothing, because next year, if you want to sign him, he's going to be a boatload of money. So he's going to go in the free agent pool. Get something for him if you can. Okay? Package him in a deal. And then we got the Buffalo Bills defense. Yes, 100 points. Yep, that's your 100-pointer right there. And the Miami's defense. You got the 100-pointer. You do have an IR there with Treylon Burks. Sorry that happens. Your wide receiver pool does look better with Treylon Burks, but not necessarily right now. But in the future, once Burks gets his footing underneath him, gets his NFL body in about a year or 2, he's just not ready yet. CeeDee Lamb, I don't think is ready yet either. Even though he's getting the catches, his body of work just needs about another year to pump up. Okay, let's check. Oh, I already did your things. You got 1 of each. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I would look at doing something here. Mix up your roster. Get rid of some of these old guys. Kamar, trade Kamar, man. 15 million. He's only getting older, 20, 28, 27. So unless you feel like he's just gonna be the man still next year, 2 years, because this year's over for you. Trade him away to somebody who needs that power, man. Who needs that extra punch. It's gonna be like, all right, hey, here's an example. I don't think I'd do it, but like Kamar and Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is just not good. Look at someone who, like a B+ tier guy, but below Mixon, but higher than Kamar. Or you're just trying to trade away Kamar for a pick, because you're not trying to trade your picks away. You're trying to accumulate more and get young, because Golladay, he's old. Julio Jones, old. Cameron Brate's been around for a while. You got too many tight ends. Yeah. Well, thanks guys for tuning in to this video. If you like the video, please like the video. Get it? It helps me, shows that you guys are watching it and that you guys care. Appreciate you, and we'll see you guys next time.